Hi everyone, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on wherever you're watching me from. You're welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? Hope you are doing great. So guys, in this video today, I am going to teach you how to cut a jumpsuit. A very easy jumpsuit that you can easily make, and it's very simple, and it's a free wear that you can wear at any time, any day, anywhere. So guys, let's do this. I'm trying to cut it out on the material. So you guys, most of my video I normally cut out the material before videoing. So this is how I cut out the material from the materials, then iron it. So what we are about to make now is our upper bodies, and we cut the front and back piece together for easy illustration. So what we're about to make now is our half basic bodies, and I am using 17.5 inches as my half length. The half inch is going to be the seam allowance. Then I use 10 inches as my bust point and 16 and 17 as my waist point. So the next thing we're going to do now is to divide our shoulder measurement into 2 plus half inch seam allowance. So my shoulder measurement is 8 inches, divide by is 16, divided by 2 is 8. Then I added extra half inch for seam allowance, then I marked it down. Then on the place I marked, I am going to come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. So after I'm done with that, I am going to put in my neck width. That's the wideness of my neck, and I'm using 3.5 inches. So I'm not going to mark it on the other end, because the other end is going to be our zipper allowance. That is the first place. So I am putting everything on the front piece. That is the place my hand is now. That place I'm touching now is my my front piece, and the other one is my back piece. Then for my neck depth is 3.5 inch as well. So I made the both place 3.5 and 3.5 inches. The neck width 3.5, and on the back I came down by 1 inch. That is where my zipper is going to be. So I am coming down on the back piece by 1 inch, then connect to the width. It is very simple. Then I'm going to cut it off right now before putting in our measurement on the down part. You're going to see how I'm going to do that. So like I said, this is my front piece, and that place I touched now is my back piece, and I used 1 inch as my back neck depth, 3.5 as the neck width, the wideness of the neck. So for my armhole, I am using 8 inches as my armhole point. So I am using 8 inches. Then I'm making sure that the 8.5 inches for my neck shoulder circumference is the same. Then it will help me to mark my armhole line, which I just did. Then I gave it a curve. So it's as simple as that. So the next thing I'm going to do is to just cut it off, then put all my measurements on the bust and waist point. Just watch and see. Remember to subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment on my videos. So for the front piece, I first of all cut the back piece. Then the next thing I did was to cut the front piece. Then for the shoulder slope, I connected it to the 3.5 inch neck width. That is how I cut my shoulder slope. So let's go. So I'm going to cut off my armhole line now, and I'm going to stop there. So it's time to start putting in our measurement. I'm starting from the bust. So my bust measurement circumference divided by 4 is 9 and 2/8, and I added extra 2 inches for seam allowance. Then my waistline is 8.5. Waist circumference divided by 4 is 8.5 plus 2 inches in allowance. In the 2 inches allowance that I just made, 1 inch is for allowance and another 1 inch is for the seaming. Then I'm going to cut it off right now. So I am done cutting it off, and I'm going to open the back slit. I'm going to open it because it's going to be our zipper allowance. So I am done opening it, and this is our front piece right here and our back piece right here. It's very simple. So we are done with the upper bodies. So guys, we are done with the upper bodies. Then the necker parts. The necker part is just very simple to make. Just pay attention. So we are using 21 inches for the length, and 1 inch out of it is going to be our hemming allowance. So 9 inches is for our hip point, then the waist point, and I marked 1 inch on the waist point before putting in my waist measurement. Then after putting in my waist measurement, I divide it by 4 plus 2 inches seam allowance. Then I am done for the waist. Then for the hip, I marked ½ inch. For the hip, I marked ½ inch. Then put in my hip measurement, divide by 2 from the ½ inch, starting from the ½ inch. Then I am going to mark my crotch point now, and for me, my crotch point, I used 14 inches as my crotch line. So because it's a high waist, so it's going to be longer. So my crotch line is 14 inches. So, and my crotch measurement, round measurement, divide by 2 is 15, and I marked it. So this is how I am going to connect the both of them. Can you see it? So the feminine shape is out already. I'm going to connect everything, the lines, connect it together. So guys, can you see that? So it's on the down part, I marked 1 inch. Then put in my thigh measurement. On here I marked 1 inch as well. Then I'm going to put in my thigh measurement, divide by 2. My thigh measurement, divide by 2. Then I added extra 1 inch for seam allowance. So I am going to connect everything together right now. It's as simple as that. Yeah. So it's time to start cutting it off. So I am done cutting it off. I am going to place it on the back piece right now. So I'm going to use the front piece to cut the back piece, but before then, there is a little difference between the front and the back piece. The back piece, I am going to put in my zipper allowance, and that 1 inch that I'm taking down to the hip point or the crotch point is my zipper allowance. So I don't have to make it straight because it's going to be a bodycon jumpsuit, so I don't need anything puffing out of anywhere from anywhere, so I just need it. Then on the crotch point, I am going to mark 1 inch. That is the difference between the front and the back. Just mark extra 1 inch on the crotch point and curve it like that, connect it like that, then connect the other one all the way to the hip. and it's time to start cutting it off. I am just making the lines visible, so it's time to start cutting. So we are done with the necker part, and the next place we're going to work on right now is the top. We are going back to the top. We want to make sure that the zipper allowance of the upper bodies is 1 inch. So we are going to mark 1 inch right now, making everything the same because they are still going to be joined together. Then I'm cutting it off after marking 1 inch on them. So the next thing I'm going to do is to come up to avoid puffy zip. When after sewing your zip, your back zip will be puffy. No. So I want something that after after sewing everything, it will just wrap on your body and not looking somehow. So on the down part, after making sure that the measurement is okay, I'm just making sure that everything is okay. Now it's 17 inches. So because I added something here on the necker part, so on the down part I came up by 1 inch. That is on the back piece, so not on the front piece. I removed the front piece so that you guys can see it. I removed 1 inch on the back piece, as you can see, guys. Then I cut it off to avoid puffy zip. It's very simple. It's very important. So removed 1 inch. So the back piece is going to be 1 inch shorter than the front piece. So guys, for the sleeve, you fold your sleeve into 4 places like this. Make sure it's in 4 places, then you turn it like this. Guys, can you see the way I just turned it? This is how to cut your fillet. So I am going to come down by 4 inches from the upper place I just marked by 4 inches. I'm going to mark it down right now, then making sure that the other end is 4 inches again. Then for the length of the top of the sleeve is 8 inches. 8 inches. And making sure that they are all in the same lines. Then connect them together. So guys, it's time to start cutting it. So guys, thank you all for watching my video. Thank you for your time and patience. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment on my videos, and share my videos as well. Thank you so much. God bless you. So this is how the sleeve looks like, and you're going to see the rest on how I sew everything together. I joined them together on the sewing tutorial. That is our next video. So guys, thank you. See you. Bye.